Hey guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen. This is River. This is Loki. And today we are watching season 1, episode 21 of Lost. So I'm assuming we're building up. Jack stalked off at the end of the last episode, declaring Locke a murderer and Boone's death murder, essentially, which was kind of funny, honestly, and a little bit silly. But I know Jack is also dead serious, so we're just gonna have to see how that plays out. I assume, which I have said many times before, so I could be wrong once again, but I assume that this might be the episode where we finally discover what is in the bunker. The last time we saw Locke, the light was coming out of the bunker. And he never returned to camp after that, so I don't know if whoever was in the bunker snatched him down and he's like being kidnapped and possibly tortured or something now, or if like he just figured out how to get in, or he's just still sitting there waiting and then Jack's gonna find him and then it's gonna be this whole thing. Anyway, that's kind of what happened last episode. We also lost Boone, which I was not expecting. Very sad. We also, what else? River, do not eat the headphones. The numbers, I tried more guesses that were utterly ridiculous. So not really even worth talking about. If you're curious, you can watch post-episode discussion. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get into it. Oh God. Okay, we haven't even buried him or anything. Okay. Maybe, or burned. We should have thought about that before we went to find Locke.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah, she'd probably go and close off and be a little bit distant for a bit.
Tazia.
Is that the guy he was...
Your roommate at Cairo University.
He was hanging out with...
Member of the cell.
And why should
in the other episode?
You'll be saving lives.
I repeat, why should I care?
Because we know where she is.
The girl?
Noura Bed Jassim.
Nora? I think we knew her name before, but I couldn't remember.
Nobody calls her
I can't help but get distracted by the random background people that I do not know. I'm sorry. Like, who is she? With the flowers.
I didn't know Boone very well,
Oh, Saeed.
and for that I'm sorry. A woman named Joanna died. She drowned,
He tried to save her.
and Boone was the first one into the water. I didn't know him, but I'll remember his courage. And I know he will be missed.
I'm just trying to not cry.
It was my fault.
Locke came back.
We found a plane. His weight must have made the plane shift, and it fell, and he was a hero.
Jack, you look real rough. Also, I'm kind of scared he's
Where were you?
gonna go after Locke.
Where were you?
Jack, I could push you over with a
Where the
feather
hell
right
were you,
now.
you son of a bitch! What did you do to her?
Yeah, I had a feeling Jack was gonna do
What
that.
did you do? Where were you? You left him to die! You lied to me! Where were you?
Are we ignoring the fact that I'm pretty sure he had like massive internal bleeding and like would have died regardless?
Locke told Boone not to tell.
Not to tell about what?
Something about a hatch.
He's not lying, but he is hiding something.
A son. So you haven't forgotten me.
A son.
How is Sarah?
Sarah.
She died.
Oh.
Stray bomb while she was shopping for a dress.
Oh gosh.
So tell me, exactly what kind of trees do you cut?
Perhaps it's not happenstance that you and Essam met at the mosque.
It's not, but
Perhaps it is fate.
Or plan.
I hope you can forgive me. I'm sorry.
John Locke killed my brother. Will you do something about that?
I was gonna be like, that was a nice scene between them, but Shannon has lost the fucking plot.
I crushed up some sleeping pills. Put them in your juice.
Good.
Why would you?
Because you need to fucking rest.
War wound.
Looks more like a surgical scar.
Like I said, war wound.
The kidney transplant.
Well, you haven't lost your touch.
Why would I interrogate you, John?
Jack called me a liar in front of every man, woman, and child I've come to know over the past month. Maybe there's a part of you that thinks maybe there isn't a plane out here at all.
I know when I'm being lied to. There's a plane.
Like I said, you haven't lost your touch.
All I know is there's going to be an operation. And there is going to be a martyr.
You.
There's gonna be an
Hada told me this morning.
I'm done. It's over.
No, you're not even close to being done, my friend.
What you going to do? Arrest me?
No. We'll arrest her. So if you want any chance of ever seeing her again,
It's so shitty.
you're gonna go and talk your good friend Assam into blowing himself up.
Do you hear how crazy you sound, ma'am? Do you hear how, like, fucked up you sound?
Time to break out the big guns.
What are the big guns?
Oh, I feel good. No, 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 no. I knew that I would now. No, 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 no. I feel good. No, 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 no. I knew that I would now. No, no, no. So good. So good. I got you. Bum, 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 bum. Ow!
He's not a fan.
Dude, that's all I got.
Like, rock.
You were hit from behind, knocked unconscious. When you woke up, the transceiver, your equipment was destroyed. That was me.
Why? Why would he have done... Alright.
This is one time you better not be telling the truth.
I did what was in everyone's best interest.
You ruined my chance to find the
The
source.
source of a distress call that kept saying they're dead, it killed them all over and over. Is that a place you really want to lead people to?
Did you burn that off, John?
No,
Saeed, I didn't.
that was Walt.
What is the hatch?
Ooh.
The hatch?
Boone mentioned it before he died.
Ooh. Don't play dumb.
The hatch?
Locke, you told him so much truth.
2 hatches on a plane, Saeed. Could be forward or aft.
Locke, just tell the fucking truth. Why is he still lying about the fucking bunker?
I'm not sure if I can do this.
You would not be a martyr.
It was fate that brought us back together.
No, it was the CIA.
Saeed. Will you do this with me?
I will.
So what happens then? Because Avi, he doesn't.
Baby Huey's like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, there you go. You happy now?
I was.
I saw you're gonna be the one to get him to be quiet.
Hey, say something else.
He likes his voice.
Just say something. Say anything.
Okay, fine. I like that thing a lot better inside than I like it outside.
He does. He likes Sawyer's voice.
What?
see him follow him around with the baby. He's running.
Who's in here?
I don't know what's the
Was
matter.
anybody in here?
No, why are
The
you...
key to the gun case. It's gone.
Then who was it? Jack?
It might have been Shannon.
It wasn't Locke.
Girl has really lost the plot.
I'm working with the CIA.
What?
I'm going to give you 10 minutes to get away before I call them.
Oh shit.
You set me up?
Sam, just go.
Why would you do this to me?
You're wasting time.
You said we were going to do this together. You said you lost someone.
Her name is Nadia. We were separated years ago.
Naughty.
They know where I can find her.
You used me to find a woman? I hope she makes you whole again. Hassan!
She doesn't believe me, Saeed.
Shannon? Shannon! Please listen to me.
He did it.
I told you it was an accident.
Shannon.
Jack, you told me he was a liar. No!
What happened?
I'm sorry.
Don't. Get away.
Shannon.
Ma'am, you're about to murder someone in cold blood. Like, you should be in fucking prison or something.
The 32-valve V8 engine purrs as the transmission clicks down a gear and the vehicle unleashes all 400 horses and 350 pound-feet rear-wheel torque.
Baby is loving it.
He'll be cremated.
Yeah.
Muslim man is supposed to be buried.
Yeah, well, there's no one to claim the body.
I'll claim him.
You can't claim him when you're on a plane in 2 hours, mate.
Then change my flight to tomorrow.
Okay, so it was a different flight? And they changed it to the flight, this flight, I guess.
You're going to take me to the hatch.
Ooh.
Hatch. I already showed you.
John,
He's not down.
no more lies.
Saeed's like, I was intelligence, bro. I'm so excited. Does that mean in the next episode we finally get to see what's in the bunker? Well, so this was a really good episode. There was lots of like cute little funny moments with the baby and like Saeed and Charlie that just brought some much needed levity to the situation, because I think that otherwise this episode was very heavy, very dark, like not only with Saeed's flashbacks and the terrorist plot line, but also just with Shannon and Jack and Locke and just the whole situation. So I really enjoyed the baby for some reason just being like, I like a southern accent. Like, give me that Sawyer talking, which makes sense, I think, because, like, and again, maybe I'm biased because I did grow up in the South, but there is something I think that's very, like, soothing about a southern accent. Like, it's, I don't know. And I think Sawyer has a nice voice, you know, like a nice, like, very twangy, you know, sort of voice. But I don't know, again, maybe I'm just biased because I grew up in the South. So I do think, hey, do not sniff his butt. I do think that like a southern accent is very soothing. So kind of understand the baby, although also it's kind of funny. I don't know. Like I like Charlie's accent too. So like I don't find it, if I guess, like, I was gonna say if I'm putting myself in the headspace of the baby, but like, who knows who knows what babies are thinking and like why they find what they find soothing, you know? Not me. To move on from that, I'm really glad that this was a Saeed flashback episode. I really liked his past flashback episode. I feel like it's been a while. Okay, I found Saeed's other backstory episode, but first I thought I had written down the woman's name, but I hadn't. So like, maybe you guys can let me know if I heard wrong, because I thought they said Nora, but I thought it was Nada. So I don't know. Anyway, I like that we sort of got more of Saeed's backstory. I really like Saeed as a character. I think he's very interesting. He's very smart. He seems like a good person. I dig his curls. Like, you know, like I think he's a really cool character, and I find him very interesting. And like, I think that I just like getting to know more about him and more about this girl who is like the picture that he had and who he was talking to and interrogating. I think that they grew up together, if I'm remembering from the previous Saeed episode correctly. And so it makes sense that he's trying so hard to get back to her and to find her. I understand why Assam would panic and I guess like really be very upset the way that he was, and you know, he was feeling very betrayed in that moment. I wish that maybe Saeed, like, either he could have understood that Saeed was trying to protect him and that what he was doing was to protect him, or that he could have, like, Saeed could have explained it better. Like, I don't know. I think that that guy was just, he didn't want to go through with it. Like, this was kind of his out to not have to go through with it. But I think that at this point, because of Saeed's convincing and because he had already gotten to the point where he was ready to die, that Saeed at that moment saying what he did and doing what he did and revealing what he did, I think it was just too much for Assam to sort of be able to reconcile and to rationalize. So I hate that he did it, but I can kind of understand. Like, I wish that he had been like, you know, this is the out, this is the sign that I shouldn't have done this. This is like, I don't know, the chance to not kill a bunch of innocent people and somehow call it justice, you know? So I kind of wish that maybe it had gone that way, but I think it was necessary that Saeed made the choice that Saeed made, and then Assam made the choice that he made, and then Shannon makes the choice that she makes, for Saeed to sort of just be like, you always have a choice, and maybe you regret that choice, or you think differently about that choice, but you are making that choice. Just like Saeed stopping Shannon probably, at least for the time being, stopped their relationship. But I hope that one day Shannon, when she looks back, can see that it was necessary, and maybe when she has like a more clear head about everything and she realizes that Boone wouldn't have wanted that in the first place, she'll be able to, I don't know, realize that she was in a really dark spot, that she was grieving, and that she was not making good, rational choices, and she'll be grateful that Saeed didn't let her make such a massive mistake. Shannon, the thing is, she really frustrated me in this episode. Like, I was like, she's completely lost the plot. She's just going for like fucking cold-blooded murder, and it makes me like her character less. That being said, I also want to extend grace because she is in the middle of grieving, right? And like, I know that you definitely don't always think very rational things when you're in the middle of grieving, especially when you're so close to the moment. And I think that she's also blaming herself because she was with Saeed the night that it happened and she chose not to go back to camp, and so she wasn't there to say goodbye. So I think that a lot of it is like guilt that she feels at herself, that she's then choosing to turn outward towards Locke because it's easier to blame someone else than to blame yourself. You know what I mean? So, like, yes, it's frustrating, but also it's like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that you're always very rational when you're in the throes of grief, and so I want to give her the grace with that. Jack, speaking of characters, though, I'm thinking about Jack. Maybe this is going to be controversial. Maybe people are going to get mad at me. I feel like I want to like Jack as a character more than I like Jack as a character. You know? It's like I want to think of like excuses. Like I want to like him. He makes a lot of choices that I very much don't like and that frustrate me. This episode, I get it. Like, you know, he was barely there. He was like, you know, like his blood was gone. He was not thinking rationally. He just woke up from a bunch of sleeping pills, like X, Y, and Z. But like, he chose to walk away from someone who was injured pretty bad. Like, they had, like, the bullet at least grazed Locke's fucking head. Right? Like, he was hurt. Jack, as a doctor, who, if we remember in the last episode, which was called Do No Harm, took an oath to do no harm, is actively doing harm by walking away from someone who is injured and would probably benefit from his help because he's upset at the moment because Locke is keeping something from him. But like, also hey, you guys have heard me. I've been frustrated with Locke for not being honest about the fucking bunker because I just don't understand why he hasn't told people this whole time. That being said, like, Jack has no proof. In fact, Saeed gave him proof that what Locke said about how Boone got hurt and then ultimately died was true. All Jack knows is that Locke is not being completely honest about a hatch. Doesn't really seem like enough to just like completely give up on a person and like assume that they're bad, you know? And I know we talked about this in the last episode, that I think Jack makes up his mind really quickly and then it's really fucking hard to change it, which again, I understand, but it's also incredibly frustrating because in most instances where we've seen him like make up his mind and not change it, he's been wrong. You know? I don't know, you guys. Sorry. I just, like I said, I want to like Jack. I want them to give me more reasons to root for Jack. Whereas, so far, they've given me more reasons to root for all the other characters. You know what I mean? Like, Sawyer, Locke, love Locke, Saeed, like, I would I would choose any of them right now over Jack. Which I feel like Jack's supposed to be the main character, like the main character, right? So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I don't hate him, to clarify. Like, I'm not hating, so don't come at me if he's your favorite character. Maybe he gets better later. I just, right now, I feel like I want to like him more than I actually like him. You know what I'm saying? I still really like Locke, you know? Like, I understand, like, he's frustrating me right now, too, because, like, I just want him to be honest with Saeed, and I don't understand, like, where his reluctance to be honest about the bunker is coming from, you know? Because I feel like it's like the whole, like, 2 heads are better than 1, right? So, like, 6 or 7 heads, like, surely that would be better. Like, surely having more people trying to figure out what the fuck this is, how the fuck to open it, what it means, is better than having 1 person or 2 people, like him and Boone, trying to figure it out, right? Like, surely having more people can only benefit, because this person is going to think about things differently than this person, and then that person, and then, you know, everybody is going to have a different idea about how to go about it, and then the combination of that is probably going to actually help figure out how to fucking open it, you know? So, I've said this before. Locke is frustrating me with that. That being said, I can't help but like him. Like, there's something about his character, there's something about the way the actor plays him, that, like, I just find Locke very likable. Like, 2 episodes ago, we saw that, I mean, he's had a shitty life. Like, it makes total sense that Locke is like, the island is a blessing, right? It's a second chance at life. I just wish that certain things, like when he's like lying to Saeed, and I'm like, Saeed is not dumb. Like, Saeed is probably one of, if not the smartest person on this fucking island. You know, like, he's got a lot. He's got the street smarts, he's got like the people smarts, and he's just fucking smart, like with technology, with all that stuff. So I wouldn't try to trick Saeed, you know. Sawyer, you could probably get away with tricking him, you know. Saeed, I would think twice. So I also, like, because I like Locke, like, I want him to endear himself to other characters on the show, you know, like he did with Boone. But then obviously, like, now Boone's gone, and so all of that is kind of like gone. So I really want him to ingratiate himself with, like, the other characters, you know. Like, I want him and Saeed, and him and Sawyer, and like Kate, and like, just like, I want him to have other characters that care about him, because I care about him. And I do agree, like, I really liked when Saeed's talking to Locke, and he's like, you know, I don't think I trust you. I don't know if I forgive, like, what you've done, but I do think you're our best chance for survival. And, like, again, Saeed is smart, because I fucking agree. Like, Locke, like, even with the reveal of, like, what Locke said about, like, that he was the one who knocked Saeed out, and he was the one who took away the transmission signals. When Locke explains, like, why he did it, like, you were leading us to a place where people said that something killed everybody. That doesn't sound like a place that we should maybe go right now. Like, Saeed sees the logic in that. Like, the fact that Locke is also against the boat makes me think that the boat's not going to work, because I trust Locke like Saeed. You know, I think that, I don't know what it is about Locke, but, like, he knows shit. He knows shit. And I trust him. I trust that he knows shit. And I trust that he is the best chance of survival, you know? Also think it's interesting that we, like, at first, the flight they gave Saeed, I was like, okay, so that's how he ends up on flight 815. But he gave it back and said that he was gonna, they would have to give him a new flight so he could claim his friend's body so he wouldn't be cremated, because I guess in like their religion, cremation is bad. So it's interesting, like, because he didn't get on the flight that he was supposed to get on and he stayed behind to claim his friend's body, he ended up on flight 815, which is why he ended up on the island. Which is, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that, like, this act of compassion by Saeed is what caused him to be trapped on the island. There's probably other stuff that I'm forgetting to say, but I think that's all I really have to say about this episode. So thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. If you want, you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and all the episodes so far of Lost. That is over on Patreon as well, which is linked in the description down below. Yeah, that really hurt, actually. Bye, guys.